Oh, good morning. Another day in the Philippines. Are you over here against all odds? Are you here because everybody told you you'll never make it there? You'll be back. You'll be back on the next plane with your tail between your legs. Well, this little dog been here almost 11 years now, going on almost 11 years. And I have no particular wish to go back to Australia or New Zealand or England. They all have their own individual problems that they have to deal with politically. And the countries that we come from, many of us, it's only really the politics of the countries that make us maybe doubt why we're anywhere. Why do we bother? Is this all that life has for us? You know, in Australia, society gets hoodwinked by cricket, rugby, or as they call football, and there's a dominance in the news between small pieces that come from outside of Australia. Mainly, it's all about the politics going on. You know, you go to the movies and you get to see your favourite movie star presenting an image of whatever his role is or her role. And we escape the reality for a moment. And also, when there's a red carpet event, we see our favourite movie stars, lights flashing, and we are at the beauty or the handsomeness of these stars. That's what politicians long for. They long for their moment in the lens of a camera, to see themselves on the 6 o'clock news. That's the only reason they're there. They're all egotists. They claim that they're there to represent you. Are they really? You know, the system in democracy in the UK, Australia, New Zealand is that everybody, as you know, have an electorate, a group of people, a little area where one member of parliament stands to represent them. Ha ha ha! To represent them. He only represents himself in parliament. He very quickly forgets. When he gets a message from one of his constituents, if he's lucky, his minders will make sure that only he gets to read what is important to him. Is that democracy? I don't think so. They all rush around and get positions on committees, and all of that gives them extra money. If they manage to become a minister in charge of a certain group of government departments, then they have their own chauffeur-driven car. They get flown all around the country to appear at opening up of shopping centres or new farm projects. How wonderful! And you're paying for it. Now, there's a problem in your electorate. Do you really think, unless it's going to have an effect on him getting or her getting back into power, do you really think she's going to bother to turn up, let alone talk about it? Of course not. Once they get into Parliament, it's the party begins. The celebrations begin, the slapping each other on the back. G'day mate, how you going? Well, we finally got here. I see the old troops are rallying around, and that's all they do. They talk. You know, when we leave our country, or we make the decision to leave our country, There's a lot of doubters out there. Not only the people that are leaving, but their friends, their family. They always seem to come up with a reason as to why we're so crazy, why we're so stupid to be even considering going to a third world country. Least of all, what do you want a Filipino for? They're only trouble. Oh yes, they're only good for cleaning, washing, and caring for people. Oh, that would be nice. Well, guys, don't listen to other people. I think my friend Stephen was talking about it the other day. They're only jealous. No, they're not. They're not really jealous. They're envious. They're envious that you have got the guts to get on a plane, to go down to the travel agent or go online and actually book a fare, to be courageous enough to have a certain amount of money in your bank account, knowing you have your pension all organised with your local bank so that you can receive it every 4 weeks. And then head into the blue yonder. Why not, he said. Exactly, why not? Stephen often talked about the fact that what kept him, if he got in doubt, was the fact that he didn't really, in a sense, want to go back to listen to the barrage. I told you so, you failed, you're a loser. Well, I can understand that because I think we all feel that way. You know, a lot of people come here with big dreams of making that big move to come here and live permanently. Some, of course, dream of taking their wives back and done no real research to discover. I mean, to take any wife from any other country from England and to take her back to England, you have to be so well prepared financially to be able to do it. Now, of course, when the politicians found themselves an Asian wife, we used to cheerfully describe them as mail order brides. No problem, just get married and bring them back to Australia or bring them back to England. No problem. A few thousand pesos and in she comes to live the good life again. Well, things have changed. America, England, New Zealand, Australia. You can fall in love, you can have children, you can live overseas for a period of time and be legally married. But you're treated worse than a dog when it comes to bringing her home to your country. Why is that? Why is that so? I have no idea. But, you know, they'll fall over backwards to let so-called asylum seekers into different countries where they sit for many years often waiting for a response. And yet, with you can bring your wife back, but you have to go through such a financial test to do so. It's ridiculous. In my case, I had a wife, he said. My wife, Jenny, the mother of my son, Adam, who's a well-known chef in and around London. And she came as an accompanying wife visa. And that was when I was, well, how old was I? 50 years old when I went there. So that was 27 years ago. So 27 years ago, it cost me 18,000 New Zealand dollars to bring her to England to settle, or at least to have a long-term stay. After she'd been there 2 years, she was given indefinite leave to remain, which enabled her to start the ball rolling to becoming a British citizen. My son, of course, being born to a good old English stock, automatically got an English passport. Why is that? Why should the son or the daughter automatically get an English passport, and yet a Kiwi can't get an English passport? She made him. Never mind, that's their laws. We can't really complain about them. Another wife, not another one, yes, another one. Debbie, a little Kylie Minogue rocket in my life. How old was I? I can't remember now. It was so long ago. But for her, she'd never been out of New Zealand in her life. But the moment she married me, legally, she applied for Australian passport. And she got one. Just like that. Boop. No extra money, just applied, got it. So she got Australian citizenship online, in a way. And why shouldn't she? She was married to me. Okay, you'll argue that people get married from marriage of convenience. You see them on these reality shows on the UK. But why do they make it so hard when you, as a British citizen or Australian or New Zealander or even an American, have difficulty in bringing your wife to your own country? Who will ever know the reason behind it? No doubt somebody has found a way around it and using it to get maybe a quick chance to stay in that country. We won't say from where. But as I go back, like Stephen does this as well, as we go back, yes, there will be the doubters, there will be the ones that say, you'll fail. And it's true, you will. So many of you who do come here will fail. When I say fail, it just won't work out for you. You'll be disappointed, it won't meet your expectation. But there lies the problem in itself. If you come here with the idea of somehow replicating your life in the West here, yes, you can live a Western lifestyle, but it will cost you money. And when I say live a Western lifestyle, what is a Western lifestyle? All it means is that you have sufficient money to maintain the power on your house. You have enough money to have Skylink, and you can afford to go to supermarkets to buy your Western style food. You can hang out with Western friends, and you can sit in a room, like many of you do, chatting away, ear-wagging to each other, while your Filipino girlfriends and wives sit on the other side, yakking in their own lingo. And of course, that's Western style lifestyle here in the Philippines. Boring to me. That brings up the problem. If you're that bored with that kind of lifestyle here, imagine what it would have been like if you'd taken her back to the country of your origin. Remember, she will automatically join church groups so that she can mix and mingle with others from her own country. And that's what she will do. She won't become westernized in the true sense. Sure, she'll wake up and realize, what am I here with this old, ugly, old, fat bastard? Well, some do, not all. But the point is that when they do, that's just sad. That happens everywhere. You can lose a good relationship just because it wasn't a good relationship at the start. But for most people who come to the Philippines, failure or success is really up to you. How you adapt to the way things are here, how you bounce back from adversary. How you pick up the pieces when you think all is lost. It's really, truly up to you. And if you want to find fault, it's easy to find fault. Just look at yourself. You don't need to blame other people for it. Most of it lies in your ball, in your court, so to speak. So guys, concentrate on the good things, and that is staying alive, staying fit, staying occupied, and also staying happy. If you follow those rules, then you should do all right anywhere. If you like this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and maybe subscribe, because it costs you nothing to do that. And I'll dig through some more of my old videos and put them up today so that you can reacquaint yourself or maybe discover videos you haven't heard or seen before. But that's my method of operation at the moment, to build up my portfolio of past videos that I know you probably either don't know about or clearly haven't remembered that they were up there. But whatever happens, you all have a good day. Bye now.